it's important. Like, I really think it's important that we tell our stories. There aren't enough of us doing it, right? And not just at the director level, but also at the executive producer level.
Tanya Talaga is Anishinaabe and Polish. She says it's important Indigenous people tell their own stories. Like the documentary Spirit to Soar, which looked at racism in her hometown of Thunder Bay.
I executive produced Spirit to Soar, and that was really important because to me, we should be the ones in control of our stories at the highest level. And that's through being an executive producer. So you're actually the one making the business decisions on our stories.
Talaga's first book, Seven Fallen Feathers, was a national bestseller, and so was her second book, All My Relations. Recently, publisher Harper Collins asked her to write 3 books for them.
I was really humbled and honored to be asked to write 3 books. And I have to tell you that the first book only is on residential schools, and the other 2 books will be on something different.
Talaga says her connection to residential schools is that her mother was raised by survivors, her grandparents.
My mother was raised by residential school survivors, and that is where I come to this story, you know, because, and I've written about this before, and I speak about this too. I mean, we've all had the experiences of that, of the trauma that gets handed down from generation to generation.
Talaga's family was also affected by the 60s scoop.
My mother's experience and my mother's brother's experience. My mother's brothers were in the 60s scoop, and other members of my mother's family were also in the 60s scoop. And my sister was adopted out as well. I didn't even know I had a sister until I was in my early 20s.
Now, Talaga is getting ready to tackle her book on residential schools.
I am spiritually actually preparing on how I'm going to do this, mentally preparing how I'm going to do this. And I never write alone, really. Seven Fallen Feathers and All Our Relations, I was very cognizant of the fact that I am learning as I go, and I need to hear the voices from so many in our communities.
Priscilla Wolfe, APTN National News, Saskatoon.